If you want to set up your free email with your domain name, then this is the video that you need to see. By the end of this video, you will learn how to set up, send, and receive emails with your domain name with a service called Zoho. And here's an example of how it will look like at the end of the day. You can see all the mails over here, grouped by month. You can check your inbox, your sent, spam, trash. You can send new mail just like that, and even have your own signature if you want to. And it will look similar to how Gmail will look, so no worries about that. My name is Vic, and this is part 2 of how to set up your email using Zoho. If you didn't see part 1, then click this right here. It will pop up, or it'll also be the first link in the description to show you how to even sign up for Zoho with your domain name and make sure all of that is set up. This is the second part that's showing you exactly how to set up the email portion so you can send and receive your emails. So let's get right into it. So if you saw the previous video, this is where we left off. We left off logging into a mail.zoho account, and the email I ended up using is victor@vixtutorials.com. So that's what I got in the previous video. Now to get here, if you're curious, let me just log out first. Let me log out of here or sign out. Then all you gotta do is on your address bar, type in mail.zoho.com. mail.zoho.com. It will take you to this page, and then from there click on sign in on the top right, and then once you do that, sign in and then put your email that you have, so your new email that you set up with. So mine was victor@vixtutorials.com, and then make sure you sign in with your password. All right, if you see that, secure your account using multi-factor authentication. You can do that, but right now I'm going to click on remind me in 2 weeks. If you see that little gray thing over there. All right, so now this is my account. Now, if you just set up your account, you should have an email right there that says welcome to Zoho Mail, and it pops up on the side, and you can see the mail right there. But we're going to set this up to make it look like how it is in Gmail, or as close as possible to Gmail, so it won't be, too much of a learning curve. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to click on the top right and look for that little gear right here that says settings. So click on that gear and it will take you to this section right here. And this is where we're going to do a lot of the configuration. So stay with me, just follow me step by step, and you're going to be good to go. So the first thing that's popped up is system on the left side. So what you want to do is, while starting up, click on the very first one. It says land me in mail inbox. So you want to click that. Next thing you do is your font options or your font family. Gmail uses Arial, believe it or not. So use that. You may use something else, but Arial, you can do that. Your theme color, if your favorite color is not blue, you can be green, gold, red, gray, or what's this, gold again, or a brighter gold. So you can use any one of those. I'm going to actually use gold, this one here. All right, well, no, let me not do that. Let me use green or blue. Blue's my favorite color, but my wife's favorite color is green, so I'll stick with green. So on appearance, you can use light mode, you can use dark mode, or you can use system settings. So if your system is set in light or dark mode, you can do that. I'm going to keep it in light mode for now. This part right here, enable smart create menu, gone. Uncheck that. And everything else, just about, it's good. Now this jump cleanup interval, so emails and the spam and trash will be permanently deleted based on the interval. So 30 days is the default. You can keep it there if you want. So basically all the emails that's in trash, how long should they stay in trash before they're deleted for good? 30 days. I think Gmail has that as well, so that is good. We're going to skip keyboard shortcuts. We're going to go to integrations. So integrations, this is all of the things that Zoho has integrated, like Google Drive, and this list always adds, almost like every few months, they add more services to this list. But what I like to do is just remove all that. So let me disable. So if I click on disable, 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 and if there's a situation where you accidentally click on one like that, if you accidentally click on it and it shows that, then you just click on disable on the top left, or enabled to make it disabled. So that's how this works. Go back. There was a back button over there. I don't know if you saw that. There was a back button right there, so you can click there. Then you gotta scroll it down to the bottom, and let me see, Zoho Recruit, Zoho Project. So everything that has the enabled, disabled, everything that you do not know what it is. Now, if you want to use this, then you can definitely click on one of those and see how it works. You can definitely do that. But yeah, I don't need none of this at all. But good for Zoho for trying to do their own things. So now none of these is automatically included. So where it says upgrade, none of them are included. So I don't have to disable anything. OneDrive, Jira, that's a collaboration tool for startup teams. Google Drive, you can do this. So you can enable Google Drive to work with Zoho. And if you click there, Dropbox, same thing. You can attach Dropbox to your Zoho. Clearbit, Box, you can use Box for all your attachments to connect with Zoho, and Asana. All right, so that's all of the integrations. Next thing is to go to preset on the left side. If you get a mail and it's an important mail, how long should they wait before the reminder? And snooze preset is there too, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm keeping the default as it is. Notification. So if you want to get notifications that come onto your desktop when you do get a message, you can, well, actually you can't even do anything about that. Let me see, app settings. All this, just keep this as it is. Now let's get to the nitty gritty, the mail options. So mail view options right here. Now you're gonna update this in a second. But before we do that, if you like this video and you want the algorithm to see it more, I forgot to mention this in the last video, well, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit that like button and subscribe. Get back to the regular scheduled program. So for mail view options, and I'm looking at another screen that has this options, because I don't remember everything off the top of my head, but I do have another email that has all the right settings that I currently use. And I'm gonna show you right now. But the other thing I'm looking at is off screen, so you can't see it. All right, so mail view options, vertical preview, that is good. You can either do vertical preview or new tab to view the mail, but I like vertical preview, keeping it there. After deleting an email, what should you do? Keep all that. So all these options right here, we're going to stick with this, except load external images always. So whenever somebody has an attachment, it will always pull up. The other thing is on your sort folder. So that is the folders that come on your email. You want to sort it alphabetically or manually. Always do manually or you will be confused. Sort tags, manually is automatically there. List attachments below the email, that's fine. And these are the settings that closely resemble a Gmail. And then what's very important is the show hide comment box for emails. Click on hide comment box. That's very important. So if you click on show comment box, when you read your emails, there's like a little box that appears in the bottom, and people get confused and thinking that's how you reply to the email, but it has nothing to do with replying to no email. So that's just to leave a comment. So you want to just click hide comment box, call that one a day. And then that's basically it for this. Now you want to go to compose. So compose is writing a new email. So what happens when you write a new email? Opens up in a new tab. So keep that as it is right there. Let it open up in a new tab. You can open up in a new window and test that out too, if that's better for you. So it just depends. And inline is another option that can work for you, but I like to do a new tab. So for replies, make sure that you're using the same email address from which your email was sent. Your text direction, left to right. And now this is where we get to the nitty gritty. So the font options. So for the system earlier, there was an option for the font family for the system. That's like you actually seeing like these texts right here. So if I was to change this text would be different. So that's just for this. However, when you compose, let me go back to compose and let me go back down here. This is what the users that you email will see. What font family are they going to use? So that is Arial. So keep that Arial and that's cool. Now for your font size, make it 12. Believe it or not, the bigger the font size, the more easier it is to read. So I know people say 10, people say 12 or 11. Just make it 12 and call that a day. Font color, don't change that. Now the undo interval, check that. So what that means is after you send an email, before the email actually sends, Google has that as well. So you definitely want to use that. Then do you want to automatically add the receipts to contacts? So let me go ahead and uncheck that. And then for the compose, uncheck the show CC or carbon copy in the compose. So when you're sending a mail, you can still add CC, but it won't be just automatically there, but you can still add it. And then from here, you can do an email follow-up reminder when sending emails. So you can do that, but I'm gonna uncheck this for now. And then let me see any other options. And that's basically it. So those are the most important things for Compose. Then go to Compose Customization on the left side. And that is for a pro plan. So if you go to offline right here, there's a way that you can enable offline mail. That's actually a good setting. But for now, I'm going to keep it off. I'm gonna keep it off for right now. And then conversation. So for the conversation tab, you want to leave all the defaults that it is, keep it there. So now, I don't know if you hear any noise coming into the microphone, but we got somebody cutting our grass right now. So I'm gonna take a quick break and come back and finish the rest of this.
One eternity later.
And I'm back. So about an hour and a half later, they finally cut the grass and also had to do some housekeeping stuff. So I am finally back. So where did I leave off of? So I'm in the conversation view right here. So you want to keep all of the options there and you are good to go. Then on the left side, go to folders. And these are the folders that you have. Now, one thing that's kind of something to look out for is there's a newsletter and notification section. So sometimes if you get marketing emails, it won't go to your inbox. It actually go directly to newsletter and notification. So if I was to click on newsletter, for example, that is the folder right there. And that's what that is. So it automatically gets routed to there. And if I was to go to filters, as a matter of fact, on the left side, you can see notification and newsletter over there. So do you want it to be turned on or off? If I turn it off, then all the emails that's supposed to be notification emails will go to the inbox. If I turn on the newsletters off, then it will go straight to the inbox. The only thing is that I don't believe that you would get a notification on your app if you get either a notification or a newsletter. But if everything goes to the inbox, you would get notifications for that. So that's something to look towards. So Zoho does have that. You can also turn off the filters right here where it says smart filters. You can turn all that off, by the way. So that's something to look out for. So in the folders view on the left side, don't really mess with anything here. The filters that's where you may want to turn off the filters for notification and newsletter. I suggest that you just leave it as it is right now. And if it does become a problem where you're not seeing certain newsletters that's not coming into your inbox, or if you're not getting any notifications, then go back to your settings, go to filters, and then turn off this newsletter part so it can go right to your inbox. Next thing is go to out of office. And this is where you can set your out of office duration. So it can be from tomorrow to the next day, from 0 to 23. So this is a 24-hour format, not the 12 a.m., 12 p.m., not that. This is 24 hours. So just know your times on that. You can select your unavailable days. And then there's two different categories of response. So there's an organization user, and then there's the external user. For most people, you're going to do external user. So I'm going to actually disable that. And external user, basically this would be sent to anybody that sends an email to their email address. And you can say, I'm out of office until blah, blah, blah. All right. And then you put your message here. You probably want to make it 12-point font right there. And then you put your message right there. And that's what it is. So anybody that sends an email to you, they will get an auto response until, however you make your duration. And that's what that is. And there's an option to save auto responding emails in your sent folder. And that is so you can see, if you see on the left side right here, it's pretty dark, sent folder right there. And that is where you can see everybody that tried to email you and all the auto responses that came in. So I'm going to leave everything as it is right now, although I'm going to remove that. And then let me save this for now. Okay, after enter a subject. Okay, so let me just cancel this. So I've canceled that, but that is your out of office notification. So a few more of these and then we're done. Next thing, you want to go to send mail as. So right here, you can change this to whatever you want. So for me, it was Vic's Tutorials, but you can definitely make it your name if you want to. But ultimately, this is what the people who get your email, this is what they will see. So I'm going to call mine Vic's Tutorials and then hit update. And that's what that is. Then finally, you want to go to where it says signature. Now, this is very important. Go to signature. And on the signature tab, this is where you can add a signature to your emails. So before you start, you actually have to add a name of your signature. So I'm gonna call this my signature. All right, and then from here, you wanna make a regular signature. Now there's different ways where you can have signatures. I can just literally go to google.com and then maybe find sample email signatures. Or I could just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you make me a sample email signature? And that's what that is. See 13 professional email signatures, and I'll just scroll down, and so you can see, okay, there we go. That's an idea right there. So name, who you are, company, phone number, or name, who you are, company, phone number, website. So back here, so I can come here, and what I would do is the first line, I would hit enter, start on the second line, because I like to have some space before my signature. Then I would say my name, and then I would just say I'm making this video, but this is your title. So I'm making this video, and I'll probably say for YouTube. You can highlight this for YouTube, click this more options, and then right there you could put a link, and then you can just put your YouTube email address and paste it right there. If you want to, just go to YouTube, paste your web address, and then hit insert. That's what that is. And then you can sit there and say which is email, and I think it's what email is this? vic@vicstutorials.com. I think that's the email that I have. And then if you want to, I can highlight this right there, go back to that arrow, click insert link, and then email. And then that is the email address, which is this. And then, so I basically copied and pasted on the email address, hit insert, and that is that. So when somebody clicks there, it will automatically go to the email and that's what that is. So place signature above quoted content, leave that there. Now this part's important. So your email is automatically populated. If this email right here is not automatically populated, and I found that it's Victor@VicTutorials. So let me actually go back here and highlight this, click this edit, and it's Victor. Sometimes it's Vic, sometimes it's Victor. Depends on who I'm talking to. So go here. So this is auto-populated. If it's not there, then the signature would not work. So it's automatically there, leave it as it is. And then do you want to add a signature to all of your email replies? Now this is controversial. It depends how you look at it. Depends who you are. I like to leave mine off. Click save. And that is it. So now that's my signature right there. And if I want to, I can come in and make another signature. And I may say my second signature, and then, add another signature, right there. If I want to, I might say founder, OEDG, boom, boom. All right. And then say your web address or email, and it might be something a little different over here. Or obviously make your name bold. Forgot to do that on the other signature, but make your name bold. And then right here, it says associated from addresses for new emails. This is where you want to add, your email right here, and then click save. Now, if I do that, what happens now is that when I send emails, this would be the email signature that people will see. Now, the original signature is not going to be active because on this associated from address for new emails is empty. So put your email, you can only put your email in one. So that's the important part right there. So the second signature is gone now. The associated from, it's gone. But I'm going to delete this. So click on that trash can, that's gone. Make this as simple as possible, and that is that. And then groups and shared mailbox, don't worry about that. It's not gonna be for us. And so that is it. So now I am back, and now I'm in my inbox. So one of the things that you wanna do is, this streams was here before. So just click on the word streams on the top left, and just click that, and that is gone, or at least will be hidden. So now we are at the regular view of how you usually will see it in Gmail. Inbox, drafts, templates, which is a good one, sent, spam. What people typically do is they check the mail. So you click on this, you check the mail. This is what it shows right here for Zoho. It pops up like that. That's cool. And then you can send mail. So let me actually go to new mail right here. It opens up a new tab. And let me actually email myself. Let me actually make this bold. I forgot to do that. All right. And then I'm going to say this is a test. And I'm going to say this is a test to see if this works. All right, now I know that the text looks a little bigger than Gmail, but trust me, you want to send it like this. Although your signature, you can make this smaller if you want, like 10-point font. If you want to, you can do that. You know, it just depends on you. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna leave it like this just for now, and I might even change the signature in the signature section and make the font smaller. And the way to do that, go to the gear on the right side, go to settings, scroll all the way down, go to signatures on the left side, and then my signature. Then let me actually make this bold right there, and then highlight all this, and then make it a 12-point font. Or I can click here and double click the number and make it an 11-point font and split the difference. Or actually, I can't split the difference. Oh, okay, I used to be able to, not anymore. All right, so 10-point font, and then hit update. Let me see if I did it right. So let me actually click everything again. Make sure it's 10-point font. There you go. Hit update. All right. And then once that is done, let me go ahead and click the X on the top right. All right, so now my email is gonna look like this. This is a test to see if it works. I'm gonna send it to myself right now. This undo button is right there. So obviously about 5 seconds, it will wait. Then we go to my email and make sure that this works. All right, and I'm back, and there we go. So the very first email, there it is. You can see Vix Tutorials. This is the test. Click there, and this is it right here. And I'm going to reply. This is Gmail, by the way. So I'm going to reply and hit reply, and I'm going to say, great. That's it. Hit send, and that is it. So if you don't see an email that came in, then you want to go to the more tab and then go to spam, and it's probably going to be in your spam section, especially if it's a brand new email that has never been sent before in the inbox. Google is just trying to see if the email that came from there is a spam email. After maybe like a month, not a month, sorry, a day or a few days, Google will recognize that this is actually, like, the Zoho is not a spam email. But if you do see it in spam, you always want to, like, you know, email it to yourself to make sure it works. Then you would click here and then go to report not spam if you are in Gmail. And then it will go to your inbox folder, and then all future emails should not go to your spam folder. Clicking report not spam helps out the, not the algorithm, I don't know, like the email algorithm, I guess. Let people know that your email is not spam. So anyway, so I replied to myself. So let me get away from this video, this view. As I can see right now, if I'm in my inbox, I got a reply to myself, and it says great. And that is the reply right there. That's how it looks like. And if I wanted to see the original email, that's how it looks like. So it doesn't look like the best thing in the world, especially for your desktop view, but that is exactly how it works and how it looks like. And if I want to reply to this, by the way, then I can click on the reply button right here, or reply all, or forward, or I can click reply right here. And if I click on this area right there, so you can see how that looks like. So that's how it collapses the email right there. But yeah, I can just click on reply, and I can reply to my own email. So like, this is a reply or whatever. And then that's that. And because I don't have the signature on reply emails, it won't be seen. So that is it. And that is exactly how you set up your emails to send and receive on Zoho. So we got that done. Now, the next video, I'm going to show you how to do it on your phone app, because that's actually how I use Zoho most of the time. Is I get email notifications on my phone, just like how you would do on Gmail or whatever email service you're using. So when that video comes out, click it right here when it appears, and go ahead and check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing videos like this, kind of technical platforms that's, you know, a little tough to decipher and make it easier for you, but only things that actually make your life easier.